I gotta start clearing stuff off here. I make these videos and then I don't clear them off, so then I start having issues. I don't learn. I want to talk about the Afghan war documents. I want to talk about the documents that came out proving that the Afghanistan war was not going well, and that you had numerous politicians, numerous generals, numerous administrations that openly lied about the conduct of the war. I remember when Trump got elected and he shut a lot of that transparency down. And I remember thinking then, like, yo, because I know how guys like Trump are. They're going to shout from the rooftops about successes, but when it's a failure, shh, shh, that's how they do. So, you've heard no conservatives talking about this. I know you haven't. You've heard no conservatives come out here and make a big deal about it. And I was sitting in devotion, they were talking about different stuff, and it just came to me. That's what shows you're dealing with ideologues. What's an ideologue? Ideologue is like, what's them things they had during the World War II? You had like the Nazis and the Russians both had it. The commissars, whatever you want to call it. They had people who were ideologically driven. Like, I don't care, like Hitler said that they're supposed to die in Stalingrad. You know what I mean? Those kind of people, which is nuts. Who's going to die knowing the battle is lost? That's insanity. It doesn't even make sense. Most people would be like, what? Psychotic. That's how you know these ideologues. And that's how you know they're far beyond reaching, because when I was a libertarian, I tell people that, and that's a good thing, because I can look at things the way a conservative or a lot of white men see the world. I can look at the world in that perspective if I want. It's like cops can say, looking at it from the mindset of a criminal, how would a criminal do this? But not doing it, just, being able to investigate and stuff like that the way a criminal would do it. I feel as though, to be honest, a lot of these right wingers are far beyond reaching. And that's what that shows you. That's what the Afghan war documents showed me. It's not that there's going to be justice or any of that stuff, but what it shows us is how far we've gone, how far we've come. You got a president, pardoning war criminals. You got all of the shit they're doing. This is the reality, man. This is what a crumbling empire looks like. And that's what comes to me out of that. That's what I think of out of that. It's like I made a video the night about The Siege, that movie The Siege, and how people back then thought that was crazy, and now we engage in torture. Now we kill we can kill American citizens. It's a legal precedent for that. We got spying through the televisions. We got spying all over the place. Yeah, technology has definitely changed a lot since '98. But I think also where we stand on, the individual rights, that has definitely been affected. That's one thing that nobody talks about when 9/11 comes around, is just how fucked up a society we live in today. Not saying it was perfect back then, but I just think a lot of this stuff, the torture and all that, people wouldn't have believed it. You know what I mean? If I had said this is going to happen, people wouldn't have believed. People wouldn't have believed that would have happened. They wouldn't have. They'd be like, this is crazy. Now, I make the point all the time that I didn't like Obama on a lot of issues. I respect Obama because I understand what he was facing. I understand what Obama represented to white men and what he was facing. I understand those two things. But it's because I can recognize, discrimination doesn't, I look at a lot of the stuff the Hispanics go through. There's a lot of racism against Hispanics out here. Not saying a lot of Hispanics are going down for black people. Hell no. There's a lot of racist Hispanics out here. Oh, hell yeah. Racist Indians. I'm talking about the Pakistanis and all that. You got a whole lot of racist Asians. Oh, hell yeah. They're not down for us. Just because I can recognize when someone does you wrong doesn't necessarily mean we're friends. I'm not blind. Thank God. I'm not blind. Not a fool. And I mean that intellectually as well as, physically. Not blind. Like I said, that's what comes to me out of all that. It's just, it shows you really how far we've gone. It shows you, there's times where I wonder if this is, this isn't even really America. This isn't the America that I grew up in. I don't really recognize it. A lot of things that these folks do. I didn't know America could be this ugly. You go out to the different West Point games and all that, and they're doing this. And I mean, you know what's crazy is people are saying like, oh man, you guys are so far left, I can't even do this. They don't do that. Now they're doing it. They're doing it to show you these are racists. They're showing you where they stand. The people of West Virginia, the corrections officers doing the Nazi salute, the boys at the prom doing. See, all that's okay. All that's okay. But you get a black man kneel on the sidelines of a football game, oh my God. The world just blew up. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so horrible. That's why, like I said, I've come to the point, I realize with a lot of these conservatives, you can't get them to understand your point. Like, it's not going to work. You're not going to get them to understand where you stand, and you're not. They don't care. And I think you've really got to understand that. You've got to understand, you've got to face that if you are to understand where you stand at, where we are as a people. How long has lemon juice been sitting up in here, I wonder? Sitting here probably all Saturday. Pour this out. I don't want to get sick up here. It don't taste bad, but I don't want to get sick up here or nothing. If it was bad, I could smell it. Lemon juice go bad, you can smell it. But yeah, it's been cold. Today it's in the 50s. Very nice up here. It's gotten to the point to where I wonder if there's anything that will shock conservatives. If there's anything that Trump does or his cronies do that they have to say, well, man, this is bad. Like, we can't. Is there anything they won't co-sign to? I'm afraid not. I don't think there's anything that Trump does that embarrasses them. I don't think there's anything that, there's nothing that he does that they're going to wake up to. Peace, y'all.